We live in a world where brutality is the reality of our culture, where death glides overhead like vultures. When a Trayvon, Micah, Eric's death is on the news, everybody feels like they need to voice their point of views. You see, it must be nice typing up your opinions, whether they're fact or fiction, but do you realize that you're no different than any other crooked politician? You just want to be seen and heard like a Al Sharpton or a Jesse Jackson. Words without actions, who do we think we're impacting? And then we fall into the trap of debating each other and doggone hating each other. And if you're white, you're a racist, and if you're black, you're a criminal. Conversations to understand each other at a minimal, and the messages on the news are subliminal. Now, this is going to be a hard pill to swallow, but you're going to have to take this. Think about it. Did it ever cross your mind that the media might be the true racists? Think about it. Who are the first people to inject race into every issue? Grab a tissue because it's about to get more emotional. You see, this isn't just a skin issue, it's a sin issue, and we are one race. We're human. We might run in different lanes, but what's worse is we got hatred injected into our veins to the point that we're blind to our own humanity. We bleed the same color blood and we forget that that's insanity. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to focus on what matters the most, because this issue won't be resolved by a cute tweet or a Facebook post or even protests, but we need to realize what matters the most, and that's all lives. So number one, we need to realize that racism is still alive and well, and until hell freezes over, that's the way it's going to be. But you see, what we can do is educate our youth and baptize them into truth and help them to stand on our shoulders and see further. Second, what we need to do is stop, shut up, and listen. Come together and get some insight, because some of you don't know how it feels to be black, and some of you don't know how it feels to be white. We don't need to come together to agree, but what we do need to do is come together in unity, because protests and t-shirts won't heal us from these hurts, because these hurts have been here for generations and generations, and it's time for us to have a conversation. No more accusations, no more generalizations. It's time for us to have clear communication. And lastly, it's time for us to have a revolution. Now, I'm not talking about a violent revolution, but I'm talking about a real solution. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. You see, that's a cool hashtag, but it's kind of hypocritical when we got brothers shooting each other in the hood like they're in Baghdad. No need to squeeze text for respect. But what we need to do is have the dedication and the motivation to do what's right, not just for our race, and not just for our generation, but for our nation. You see, it doesn't matter if you're black, Asian, Caucasian, your life matters. And for you to get that, it's a must. And understand this, the solution doesn't just start with the I or a me, but it starts with us. So let that passion turn into action. And let that action turn into inspiration to reach this generation and the generation after. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the bottom line is this. All lives are at stake. Because all lives matter.